Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh.
It's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. Justin Fields and the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the world's steel capital in the city of bridges, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Acrisure Stadium. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
After seeing what he did last week, throwing 4 touchdown passes, I had to go to my thesaurus to try and come up with some great words for what he did. I'm still coming up blank. He was scintillating.
I'm going simple. I don't have your thesaurus. I'm going dynamite. He was dynamite.
I'll take it.
Jackson looking to throw right away. And Walker has it. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down. From the gun, Jackson. The short throw pulled in by Bellinger. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 5 catches, 53 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
And now to the races down the right side and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie. One of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's second down.
The Steelers coming in looking for win number 10 on the year. Well, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So, you know, they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Now, this defense for the Ravens, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
3rd and 2, Fields. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Matt Araiza now on to punt this one away.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights on in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now it's Jackson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now a handoff running through the middle.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. You look at this Steeler defense.
This unit currently 7th in the NFL, Charles, in stopping the run.
And this game for them is all about the line of scrimmage. Winning that battle, using their leverage, being the low man with power to take the offensive linemen and run them back into their own backfield and try and create some lost yardage plays.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. This time Jackson will throw it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
I think that's how this defense is going to need to play these tight ends. Again, get right up on them and stay physical. And that paid off on that play, helping force that incompletion.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. Jackson's throw brought in by Bellinger.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Here's Jackson to throw. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
Drew Sanders.
The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. As of this moment, as pretty much everyone knows, they sit alone in that top spot, but nothing is guaranteed. They haven't even clinched the playoffs. So a good start, but a long way to go.
And you know, a blunt veteran inside their locker room has stood up at one point or another and said, you know all this means nothing so far. We've got to cover this, get it done. What do we want to be? It's like winning a title in August, right, in preseason. Doesn't count. Let's go ahead and get this thing done.
A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 17 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown.
And a rushing title's definitely within sight, so the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there, but they also understand that they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense.
Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Seems like all the fireworks in this first quarter have been on the other sideline, but here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
Switch. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check.
On the give, this is Harris. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
You look at this Baltimore defense. They were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike. Check.
Oh, and they set the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Now Fields.
It's brought in by Harris. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here's Fields.
Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Check 13. Check 13.
Fields. Buying time to his left. Throws out left. It's caught by Williams. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 to score after one on EA Sports. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
11. He's crazy. He's checking crazy.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris with his 17th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Steelers have got it back to within a score. He finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
On 3rd down, they'll try and run for it on the draw. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. He's across midfield. Oh, some strong running. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
To throw is Jackson. The short throw pulled in by Bellinger. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Again, Jackson. Another pass complete to Bellinger. And he will have a Ravens first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Steelers are going to have it here at their own 15.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Here now, 2nd and 4. To throw is Fields.
Steps away to his left. And he'll be out right at the 35. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
I think he had eyes on that run the whole time. Good anticipation, because it seemed to me he waited for the coverage to get drawn away and then had the easy scamper out of bounds to get the short yardage first down.
They run with Harris.
Takes it to about the 37.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Fields now to throw.
It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
A give to Harris. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6.
Back to throw. Fields. And there's Williams. What a catch. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Give him 30 yards there.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Check four. Set it.
They'll run with Harris, and he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left.
On 2nd down, here's Fields.
Eluding the pressure right. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Jamison Williams
With career touchdown number 70. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 14 to 10. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession.
And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here.
2nd and 10. Now Jackson.
Gonna throw right side here, complete.
Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown!
A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Ravens have regained the lead.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 17-14. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. But Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense.
He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
Here's Harris.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 54 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Fields on first down. Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Harris. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
A shotgun snap. Fields
forced out to his left. And So close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Brandon, there was more on his mind there than just getting to the first down marker. Saw an opportunity to get a big play and was going to let the defense do a lot to stop him from getting there.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll try to run this one in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Taking it in from a yard out.
And the Steelers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting LA Rams. Marvin Harrison Jr. 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Finally, let's get out to Southern Nevada and see what's happening with the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. 2 touchdown passes there for Bo Nix. We got a fine first half out of the former Alabama man, Najee Harris. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3?
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
On play action, Fields
steps away. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Washington. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Now how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Hey, going up right here.
On the ground, it's Harris. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game. And I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
Now a 2nd and 6.
They'll run again with Harris. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
91 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
From the 35, here's 2nd and a yard.
They hand this off to Harris. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right.
Check it back. Angel.
On 1st down, Fields.
Flush to his right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
On 2nd down, this is Harris.
What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run.
That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been a running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a 1st down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
He's checking. Crash. 54. Angel. Get that ball. He's coming. Double up.
Now a 1st down throw. Fields.
This is caught. And in for the Steelers touchdown.
George Pickens
From 13 yards out.
And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, and finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all.
And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down, and you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down.
And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Well, let's be honest about the whole thing. When you're looking for a reliable set of hands on third down, the first thought is often not fullback. But that's who they turn to there, and he does a nice job of securing the football and picking up the first down.
Throw caught by Flowers. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. Here's Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Walker. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
From the 31, here's second and 9.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On third down, Jackson working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 15-yard line. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop him. Going old reliable there to the slot on third down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? Can't go with try to go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand.
44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. First down marker at the 5. It's second and goal.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. At a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Jackson looking to throw on third.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And in for the Ravens touchdown. A great play there. His third touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Ravens have cut it back within a score. Jackson and the Ravens still on the field. They'll go for 2.
They'll look to throw. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you're trying to throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field.
He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Back to throw. Fields. Throw over the middle. He finds Williams.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up 3rd and 1.
Out of the gun, Fields. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down.
Well, that was a pretty good time for his first catch of the ball game, and it turned into a huge play as well. He's certainly not been a central part of this passing game so far in this one, but he made his presence felt there. A big pickup on 3rd down.
On first down, it's Fields.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
So pass interference the call, and that does not look to be going over too well on the defensive side.
Or on their sideline, because I believe their head coach is saying right now, hey, you've got to call that both ways.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Now it's Fields.
The quick slant caught. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Back now in Pittsburgh. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Steelers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Point after here coming up. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Walker. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Here's a give up the middle. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 7. Jackson. And he floated one out there, incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And Jackson throwing once more. Over the middle, caught by Bellinger. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 28. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 more there and another first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive. And here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
2nd and 7.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. 15 yards. And the Ravens have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Tucker with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. That time a 9-play drive. And it was finished by the touchdown run from the 15.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Second down and 6 now. Here's Fields. They'll find Williams on the slant. Down the right sideline.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Jamison Williams
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Steelers are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this 4th quarter lead.
Extra point right down the middle, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
And now here come the Ravens.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
77 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now Jackson on first down. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. That one good for 37 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now a handoff running through the middle.
A tackle made there by Drew Sanders.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
From the gun, Jackson. The short throw pulled in by Bellinger. It'll be a gain of 5. And now it's 3rd and 4.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate. Well, sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Jackson going to keep it running right. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
3rd and goal. Here's the option left. Bust through. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from 11 yards out.
And the Ravens are back within a score.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson.
Oh, good return up past the 30.
Najee Harris and the Steeler offense set to go to work once again.
He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again.
And he'll work down inside the 45.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
2nd and 6.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Escaping the pressure right.
He's got this to Williams, complete.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they take a knee. On 2nd down, it's Ware. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it could be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
Yeah, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Steelers, they'll hit double digits with their 10th win of the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they dropped their 7th game on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com.
The Steelers earn the win at home as we say so long from Pittsburgh.